All right, guys, welcome back. The setup here is getting better and better each day. I'm super excited. I don't even think I'm going to go with a backdrop. I just found this spot in the office that's even better. It's not perfect by any means, but it kind of just gives a three-dimensional look other than just a black screen or even some design. So I'm just going to go with it in here. This is going to be my studio for this. I'm going to be getting on podcast very soon. Hopefully by this weekend. I'll start being on Spotify as well and getting out there more. But so far, the last thing I need is I'm pretty happy with the lighting system. I'm happy with the background for the most part. It's not horrible. I just need the microphone set up, so I should have that tomorrow. The last part I need for that. And then we're good, and then we can just keep focusing on here. So, first off, we know hospitals are getting paid $40,000 for marking a death and adding COVID to it versus just pneumonia, which they get a lesser amount. I can't remember the exact numbers. So the hospitals aren't even globalist controlled, but they're controlled by corruption. That's the solution. That's why the billionaires control everything. They have the money, and money is power. But without enough of them to be able to completely infiltrate everything, the complete globalist-run hospitals are started by them, or they pay them to do what they want. Other ones who, so that the globalists either start their own hospital system, or they pay to do what they want, or they pay to infiltrate and put in their head person. I've stressed on this so many times, which is what shaped most of the attacks like 9/11 or Pearl Harbor, which those countries were told to attack from the globalists. They were paid by them a certain amount to go and do that, and then the people in the military who heard about it, that it was happening, they were ordered to stand down by their bosses who are globalist agents, and it's these generals, not all of them, but a large majority of them, who are infiltrators as well, who have been paid to be put in, or because most of the military is not corrupt, just the individual soldiers, to get a agent in there, it's kind of based off of just really infiltrating and gaining power through that. There's nobody really to pay to get that. Nowadays there is, but at the beginning of this, that didn't really happen. So now we already have a system that's keep rolling and rolling, and it's super hard to stop. So you see kind of how this works. Anyway, an emergency doctor from New York City says, it's time to reopen America. Well, damn right. Good people on every level of the power structure see what's happening and break free from the agenda of their level, and they are unknowingly working on and adding to the fire. So that's why they want robots. They'll do whatever they want. They're completely controlled, and the only source of control with humans is either taking over those levels or controlling through money and corruption, because that's the main one in today's society, and resources for all of human history to survive. Money is only the string that they have attached to us, so don't be a corrupt person. Don't turn on your neighbor for $200 like they're doing now in LA. So this ER doctor anyway said, while COVID-19 is serious, fear of it's being over-amplified. That's true. Murphy said through March and April, critically ill patients overwhelmed the hospital's facilities for weeks, with an unprecedented number of deaths witnessed by staff. It is precisely that I have witnessed that now tells me that it's time to ease the lockdown. Here's why, Murphy described. Murphy says one reason is hospitalizations have dropped and the number of cases have crested, crediting natural immunity rather than lockdown orders for their change. Again, many countries have not gone along with the lockdowns, and they're experiencing the same thing as we are. They try and blame that on the people that aren't being locked down to really hunt them out, as I think it was the governor of LA, or the mayor of LA, who said we're going to hunt down that last 1% who isn't locking down. So, and they're saying we see it through the traffic data and the cell phone data, so they're tracking you. So there's that. At 1 p.m. April 7th, the coronavirus cases coming in slowed down. It was a desecrate, noticeable event. Stretchers became available by 5 p.m., and the number of arriving COVID-19 patients dropped below the number discharged, transferred, or deceased. This is striking because the community I serve is poor. Some are homeless, most work in essential, low-paying jobs, like grocery stores and others, where distancing isn't easy. Nevertheless, the wave passed over us, peaked and subsided. This way, this transpired tells me the EBB and flow had more to do with natural course of the outbreak than it did with the lockdown. Exactly. Our bodies are made to do this. We go through this, we beat this. Real bioattacks are going to be launched here next year and continuing up till they've completed their mission, which is total depopulation and control. And so they can do whatever they want with this dark force that they were promised something from. Which is a big fraud on top of fraud. But we're going to see real bioweapons happening here soon, so we should prepare for those. This is just the warm-up of getting you used to it all. But there's going to be really deadly things that happen here in the future, and it's just going to be bad. And even some things that they say are bioweapons, but that's actually the 5G just burning out your eyeballs, just whack stuff. Anyway, secondly, Murphy says the coronavirus lockdown has led patients foregoing treatment non-corona-related illnesses at hospitals and medical facilities because they blocked it all down as just a death panel. If you have a heart attack, too bad, we're not resuscitating you. For the last week, we averaged fewer than 100 ER room visits. That means our patients in this diverse, low-income community are afraid to come into the ER for non-COVID-19 care. It also led to people dying at home from illness that could ordinarily have been treated by medical professionals. Exactly, the hospitals are empty. They're in there making TikTok videos, watching Netflix, drinking alcohol, and doing everything else you do when you have tons of time. See you in the next one.